come with you. Oh, I'm smoked. From behind you. Behind you, Matt. No! James.
James, where were you?
Okay.
I don't know. Whoa! Pay attention!
I feel like you're part of the crew here.
Just in case you didn't pick up on the subtle shaming tone of her video, the thick air of condescension emanating from her. That text at the end reads, "Am I the only one who's about to marry a man-child?" Putting aside the stupidity of judging a man for having fun with his buddies on a Friday night, being social, playing games instead of going out drinking and hanging out with loose women. Putting those aside, it is a huge red flag when a woman objects to you having friends of your own and hobbies that don't include her. That reveals a very dark side to her psychology. Most men do not understand this about women. They think, she just wants to spend her time with me. Of course she's jealous that I'm doing activities that don't include her. Of course, it's natural for her to be jealous when I'm spending time with my friends instead of her. She just wants me all to herself. It's kind of cute. It's sweet. No, it's not. It's fucked up, and it reveals her as a low-quality, toxic woman. At first, you might think, look, maybe it's just simple jealousy. You know, she doesn't have many friends. She doesn't have many hobbies. And that is true of a lot of women. Compared to men, their interests are very limited.
Okay, do girls just, like, not have hobbies? My husband the other day told me that I should get some hobbies, and I was like, okay, great, cool. And he's like, that's, like, not shopping, though. And I'm like, So I'm like, what hobbies would I do? The only thing I can think of is shopping, getting my nails done, and working out. That's it. But my husband has a million hobbies. He goes golfing and dirt biking and snowmobiling and hunting and fishing and boating and working out, and like a hobby for every season. What do girls do? Am I supposed to knit? Like, I could go grocery shopping. I love grocery shopping. But like, do girls just not do hobbies? Do we not have hobbies? I don't know.
So maybe the explanation for that woman shaming her boyfriend for playing video games with his friends is that she's jealous. She just doesn't have any hobbies of her own. Maybe she also doesn't have any friends, and rather than build herself up, get some friendships, get some hobbies, she's just shaming him, tearing him down to make herself feel better. I mean, that's normal, right? That's natural for women to feel jealous when their man outperforms them at something. No, that's not normal. That's not how a quality woman would react. What's more typical is the opposite, that a woman enjoys her man's superiority because it appeals to her hypergamy. What usually happens is when a man is smarter, more creative, more successful, more social, whatever it is, if he is superior to her, she loves that. It makes him desirable, makes him sexy, and it reflects positively on her because his skills and his success is a testament to her good judgment. She can pick a good man, and she is also desirable herself to attract the attention of that man. Most women love celebrating how awesome their man is because it reflects so well on them. Look at me, I'm so incredible that I could land such an awesome guy. It is not normal for a woman to feel competitive with her husband. Quality women think of themselves as part of a team, not in competition with each other. That wouldn't make sense because largely men and women exist in their own lanes. How insane would it be if a woman was jealous that her husband was better able to lift heavy objects? Or for a husband to be jealous of the fact that his wife is better at interior decorating. Of course, this is an oversimplification. There's definitely some overlap, but largely evolution has emphasized different traits in men and women. And this is the explanation for why women do have less hobbies than men. Historically speaking, 4 out of 5 women reproduce. Their biological success as an organism passing on their genes was practically guaranteed. And as such, they have a lot of existential contentment. Life is going to work out for them. They can relax, enjoy life as it is, sit back. Like that woman said, she's able to enjoy just grocery shopping. That's fun for her. For lots of women, their hobbies basically consist of just hanging out with their friends and talking. There's no shame in it. That's fun for them. Awesome. But then they look at men with our restless energy, our constant need to do things, our desire to constantly be creating and achieving, and we just look like an alien species to them.
I don't care how lame this makes me look. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm on the dating apps, I'm trying to meet someone, okay? And like, all these guys, they do so much. Like, I'm swiping left on people because I'm like, whoa, I'm way too boring for you, buddy. Like, they're like, literally like, yeah, I like to snowboard, ski, build, woodwork. I like to like build things in the woods, like cabins. Also, I'm like really into guitar. I'm in a band. I have traveled several times, been to 27 countries. I also like surf and I work a 9 to 5, that's it. And I'm like exhausted when I go home. And like, if I see my friends on a Saturday or something, like that's a day. I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I got to see my friend. I am wiped. So how do you do it? What am I doing wrong? Is this just like because I have depression? Or like, what am I doing? Am I the only one? I don't get it.
Men are hardwired to do stuff, to take risks, to achieve things. Evolution incentivized men to be like that so that we could have a chance to reproduce. Obviously, the things that men do also enhance our survival prospects, but a large part of this is sexual selection. Historically, 4 out of 5 women passed on their genes, they reproduced, and only 2 out of 5 men. In history, that means that 60% of men historically have been biological failures. They had to sit on the sidelines and watch all of the women line up for that top percentage of men. And so as men, we are willing to do crazy shit, to take insane risks, to try and impress women so that we can be part of that rare percentage of men who gets to have their own children. Evolution has incentivized us to be this way. That's why we have more hobbies than women. That's why we're crazy and restless and our brains find so many different things interesting. And it's not that men are doing a specific hobby for the purpose of trying to impress a particular woman. It's just that that's how his brain is overall wired now, as driven by sexual selection, to do stuff, to create, to achieve. That's how the male brain works. We are driven to accomplish things, to stay busy, to learn new stuff. It's beautiful and it's also messy. Now, a quality woman likes that about her man. She enjoys the fact that he's curious about so many different things. He's confident, he's capable, he's talented. That's sexy, that's attractive. That's what hypergamy looks like, a woman looking up at her man, admiring him. It's normal for women to enjoy seeing their man engage with his hobbies, to perform well at them, to spend time with his friends who like and respect him. The idea that it's natural for a woman to be jealous of her husband's hobbies or his friendships, and that it's normal that she should want him to just spend all of his time with her, that's 100% not true. That's not love, that's codependence. It may feel comfortable and familiar, but it will kill any sexual desire that was left. You want proof? Try it out. Stay with her all the time. Don't leave her side. Don't spend time with other people. Don't engage in your hobbies. When you're about to head out for a night with your buddies and she says, no, please stay home with me instead, do that. Just blow off your friends and spend the entire night with her. See how it goes. Watch as your sex life magically disappears. I promise you, you've got a better chance of getting laid if you go out and spend time with your friends, engaging with your hobbies, and then come home a conquering hero than if you spent the evening with her painting her nails, cuddling on the couch or whatever. Your sex life benefits from you being a little bit of a mystery to her, a bit of a stranger. I'll let this woman explain why.
Can getting too close in a relationship affect how turned on you are? Well, it actually might. I felt major relief to learn that some people may experience less turn on, less passion, and less desire the more connected they feel in their relationship. Why? Well, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. At the beginning of a relationship, it's natural for your partner to be a mystery and for you to be curious about them. You don't know every intimate detail of their day, and that gets to be exciting. Fast forward a certain amount of time, for me that's almost 6 years now, and now I feel like I know every little detail about Nate's day, even when he goes to take a dump. You feel me? In her book Mating in Captivity, Esther Perel said that security and passion are 2 separate fundamental needs that are met in completely different ways. They spring from different motives and tend to pull us in different directions. So, meaning the closer we get to someone, aka the more secure we feel, inevitably there may be less passion, less mystery, less curiosity, less surprise, and then ultimately that can lead to less desire.
In my relationship, Emily likes it when I engage in my hobbies, when I go snorkeling, when I go exploring beaches I've never been to, when I read books about subjects that she doesn't know about, and she especially likes it when I spend time with my friends. That's one of her favorite things, when I hang out with different people and then I come home and I get to tell her all these interesting stories. Or when we have friends come over to our house or people come and stay with us. Then she gets the experience of watching me interact with new people, and she gets to see me through their eyes. That is a powerful stimulant of desire for women. When she sees other people enjoying the experience of talking with me, being intellectually stimulated, laughing at my jokes, she sees me through their eyes, and it reminds her of all of the positive traits in me that she enjoys. That's what's normal. Women enjoy watching their man be a man, doing his man stuff. She doesn't understand everything that he's interested in, but that just adds to the appeal. He looks confident, capable, mysterious, and that's very sexy to women. Men, let me give you this simple advice. If you are good at your job and your co-workers respect you, if there's ever a work event or some kind of social gathering with people from work, invite your wife or girlfriend to join you. It's a major aphrodisiac for women to see you operating in your element, reminding her that the version of you that she knows is not all there is to you. There are other sides, other dimensions, and when she sees that other people place a lot of value in you, it's going to drive her wild. That's what's normal, that's what's natural, that's how hypergamy works. But for a low-quality woman who's not interested in real connection, she's not interested in love, she's not looking for you to be a separate person that she can admire, that she can look up to. She wants codependence. She wants to control you. And for her, any sign of your independence or you enjoying activities that are outside of her sphere of influence is going to be treated as a threat.
Please don't go! No, please don't leave me! I cannot survive! I'm codependent!
Codependent.
Some low-quality women won't even tolerate you going to your job. Even though you're working hard to support her, she'll complain about being neglected, abandoned. The women who have at least some semblance of their own self-interest in the big picture at play will tolerate you going to work because you're making money that she can then spend. In that sense, she's going to allow you to have a little bit of independence because it benefits her, but she draws the line at you having hobbies. No. You're allowed to work so long as you're making money for me, but you want to spend time away from me that has no financial benefit? No. Unacceptable. After work, you come straight home to me. I'm your wife. You're meant to spend your time with me. I'm not saying that you can't have hobbies, but why not pick a hobby that both of us can enjoy? Wouldn't that be better? I mean, after all, don't you want to spend time with me? And I'm not saying that you can't hang out with friends. We hang out with friends all the time. My friends and their boyfriends. You want to play video games with your friends, but I don't understand how they work. I just associate them with children's play. They seem childish to me. And rather than making an effort to understand their appeal, or even just be happy that you're happy, even though I don't really understand why, instead, I'm going to judge you and I'm going to shame you for being childish. I'm going to make you feel bad about spending time with your friends. Gentlemen, how your girlfriend responds to your hobbies is a great test of her quality. If she likes that you have varied interests that she's not a part of, but she encourages you to enjoy yourself, to have fun, that's a big green flag. If she's pleased that you have your own friends, you have social connections that don't revolve around her, that's also a green flag because she understands that it's not healthy for her to be your everything. She sees you as your own individual person, not just an extension of her. That's healthy. That's a great formula for love. But if she hates that you have your own hobbies and really dislikes when you spend time with your own friends, then she's not interested in loving you. She just wants to control you. Run. Now, what about the flip side? Because it's easy to talk about women's codependence, but what about when guys are threatened by their girlfriend's individuality, when she has her own hobbies or she's spending time with friends? Be honest with yourself. Have you ever felt the desire to limit your girlfriend's freedom, to keep her all to yourself? And maybe in some cases that's reasonable, but in others it's just controlling. If you're unsure where your current level of discomfort sits on that spectrum, then you're going to want to head over to Patreon, because in the full-length version of this video, I give a full guide for men as to how to navigate their feelings with regards to their girlfriend's independence and the appropriate way to communicate that. On Patreon, the content tends to be more focused on women. For men who are interested in the self-improvement stuff, you know, putting the mirror back on themselves, come over to my Patreon. What I post here on YouTube, they're just shortened, abridged versions of my videos. The full-length versions are on Patreon.